I'm kind of
Yeah,
sad,
me
to
too.
be
Me
honest.
too.
Yeah, dang it. That's
Hey,
tough, man.
good
Well,
morning, everyone.
good morning. Welcome. All right, let's do this. You ready? Eric and I,
I'm ready.
we're mid since we're talking about these awesome hats that are one-off things for right now. We'll get into those maybe in the next couple weeks, something like that. All right, guys. Welcome to the Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing, your source for news and entertainment from the Drag and Drive community. Man, we need to have somebody say that. I think that'd be really cool, like some big voice actor do that. Well, we all, again, welcome. This is going to be a great show today. We stayed up too late watching the Mike Tyson fight, and the notes are great, but there's not a lot of photos except for some exclusive stuff from Eric White in the Drag Week segment. There, we're going to talk about during the Car Change 3D part. Um, other than that, we're talking about the Drag Week photos. We've got some events that have name changes. We're going to go over those so you know what to search for. And then we're going to talk about Rich Guido driving more than 5,000 miles for one event. So, Mr. Eric White, if you will hit the intro video, let's do this thing, man.
All right, let's go.
All right, guys, my name is Mike Narks. I am the host of this Drag Drive Repeat News that you're watching right now and the Drag Drive Repeat show, which happens live on Wednesday nights. And my Mr. co-host, my Mr. Right-hand man right here, literally on my right today. No, left. Wait, what? I don't know what's happening here. Mr. Eric White, introduce yourself and tell them what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White. I am the co-host of both the show and the news. Right-hand man pretty much means I take care of anything that needs to be done here with Drag Drive Repeat. Also help out with the circuit. I've helped out multiple other events with artwork and things like that. Photography, obviously, I've been going hard on getting all these Drag Week photos out. You guys will get to see some exclusive photos today that will be dropping this weekend from day 4. So hang with me. We're almost done with these photos.
Well, just in time for PRI when we're going to take another 5,000 photos and be able to drop those over the off season. All right, guys. Well, here's the deal. We've got some fun stuff again today, but we can't do this without you guys. Thank you so much for being our race car friends. Thank you so much for being here, making comments, doing all the fun stuff. And we're going to talk about this a little bit later in the Molly segment, but the the nominations for toughest roadside repair, dude, they're coming in like crazy. I love it. Thank you all so much for doing that for sure. And we just appreciate you guys, man. I really do. This is really, it's created some of the best friendships I've ever had, all that kind of stuff doing this. So appreciate everybody that's out there, and certainly appreciate our sponsors: Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Change 3D, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions. Love you, Ryan. J Wire Solutions, Howard's Cams. Luke B, you're my boy. You know that. Sweet Patina, Power Tube TV, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Y'all, if it wasn't for these guys, we wouldn't be able to do this at this level. Please, when you're spending money, or you want to do something to like and follow on Facebook, just hit one of these guys right here, and just, I don't know, make a comment, make a like, just do something to help the help us help them. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to give a big shout out to Sweet Patina. They're out at Dino's Get Down right now. And I know we don't talk about it a whole bunch, but guys, you get 10% off just for mentioning DDR10, which stands for Drag Drive Repeat 10. 10% off anything at sweetpatina.com. Y'all, if you live anywhere close to Dino's, please go out there, get some shots for me. I'm very jealous of whoever is close to this thing. Mike Losh with Slosh Tubs is out there as well. Super cool setup. These roof rack mounts from Sweet Patina are primo stuff, perfect for the old school drip rail cars. Makes it very easy for drag and drive cars to take the roof racks on and off and save some weight. So, anyways, thank you so much to Sweet Patina for being one, our first sponsor ever, and then two, for staying on board. We appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Have some fun out there this weekend. I'm jealous that you are at Dino's, man. that's another spot we need to go. It's not a drag and drive, but listen, I need to get the old truck going, and we need to make the road trip.
Yes, yes. I want to mention Kanan here saying, just watched Les Mullets yesterday at the Freedom Factory. If you guys ever get the chance to
Mm,
go, it's a must. I tell you what, make sure you drop our names when they're looking for racers, because Mike and I, we could put down on a Crown Vic going around the Freedom
yeah,
Factory for
I
sure.
will straight up destroy someone. I'll drive right over the back of them. Speaking of racing, do you want to talk about that? Or you want to talk about that on Wednesday night?
uh,
Yeah,
I'm
should we
not
talk about it
sure.
now?
I'm not sure
We
what
can
you're
talk about
referring
it now.
to.
So Tommy Dupree at Summit called yesterday and said, "Hey guys, listen, we need to call in some driver mods for the sick cart chaos on Thursday night at PRI. Would you guys drive for Summit?" And we were like, "Yes, please." I mean,
Yes.
I didn't even hesitate one iota of a second, and I said yes. So I'm excited to be, representing Summit. That means I'm going to have to drive clean and fast now. I can't be running into people and all that kind of stuff like I did at the circuit. So anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. NC Pro Modder out here, dude, doing great things for the Pro Mod community, bringing live streaming, making racing greater again.
I tell you what, could
Like,
have used some
love it.
good live streaming last night. Netflix, man.
Whew. Dude, let's talk about that for a minute. If you are in the 40-ish-year-old range, your heart was broken last night. Mike Tyson, dang, dude, I was sad. Sadly he looked 58.
Yeah,
In the training videos and everything leading up to that, and the whole Netflix series they did, dude, I really thought, man, here we go. We're gonna see. I just wanted a glimmer of it. Just 2 rounds of ferocious Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson, and we didn't get it at all. What'd you think when you watched it?
kind of the same thing. I felt like I was watching an exhibition match that, they paid a couple dudes to come out and put on a show, and they tricked us.
Yeah, yeah, I
we
feel
we
like
all
that.
were expecting a lot more out
Yes.
of that, and unfortunately, Jake in the beginning looked scared, like
Oh
he
yeah,
looked like he was intimidated to get up there and box with them.
yeah.
And then even in the later rounds when he did start boxing with them, man, I've seen a couple of his matches, and I think he could have went way
Oh,
harder, and I
dude.
think he held back. So
Yeah, I definitely think he held back, especially like I said, round 4 through 8 was all. I mean, he could have ended it at any time he wanted to. I think at that point he's like, man, if he's not going to box me, I'm just going to at least give these guys a show. It's only 2-minute rounds.
yeah, well, you figure it's a
I
it's a
was sad.
lose lose for him. If
Yeah,
he
but
if he if he
I don't
beats
know,
him up,
man.
he beat up 58-year-old Mike Tyson, and if he
I don't
lost to
know.
him and got knocked out, he got knocked out by
Yeah, but dude,
58-year-old Mike
did
Tyson.
did
So
you see the way Mike was training and like how just he looked badass, but
yeah,
like man, he got out there and there was no dancing, there was no like footwork or nothing. He was just kind of stationary. It was sad. It was very
yeah,
sad. My wife went to bed before it even started. My daughter fell asleep and I was watching it on her phone because Netflix couldn't live stream to my TV.
yeah. Same
How
here.
how does
I
that
wa-
even make sense? I don't know.
I watched it all night up until the two main events, and then it froze. And basically, if we were on our phone connected to Wi-Fi, we couldn't watch it. So we had to turn Wi-Fi off on our phones and run through data through Netflix, and it worked.
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, well, let's get back to the show here. Let's give the people what they want. I think they were probably everybody's in their 40s. Probably, I mean, we really wanted that. We wanted that for the old guys, man. You know.
Yeah, here's the thing. Everybody that's in their 40s that stayed up and watched it last night probably isn't up yet to watch us.
Hey, listen. Yeah, they are. They've been up since 5:30 or 6. They had to go pee. Hey, Robert Voss, camp counselor Bob. Happy birthday, bud. Happy birthday. Everybody
Yeah.
wish Robert Voss a happy birthday here in the chat, please. Okay, enough of that stuff. Back to the news here. That's what you guys here came for. All right, guys. I don't know if y'all know this, but back in 1968, this one dude started Summit Racing, one man operation, and now it's the World Speed Shop. 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions have been put out. They fuel your passion, they save you money, they deliver fast, and offer top notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app For easy access to speed parts, find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, or on the On All Cylinders podcast for more automotive discussions. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Find everything at summitracing.com and find Summit at booth 4401 in the Yellow Hall at PRI. Please.
Right, Ryan
Brian
said.
Huggett, he's working.
Yeah. However, I am old.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, dude, tell us about the Summit Racing post this week.
Yeah, so this week there was a post when I grabbed it this morning, it was 22 hours ago. It said, "Want to start drag racing? Here are things to look for when buying a used drag car." So there's a whole article there on all cylinders, but just to give you a high level kind of topics that they touched on looking for certs and paper trails. So obviously with like safety stuff, you want to make sure that you know what's been done to the car and all that. They talked a little bit about chassis stuff. Another one was leaks. So make sure you check for leaks. Obviously, we all know how bad leaks can be when you're going down the strip. Wheels and tires, drivetrain, and then the final section or paragraph in there is all about bringing a pal. So bring somebody with you when you're going to check out a used drag car, just to have that second set of eyes there with you, maybe catch something that you might not see. So
Well, let me ask
definitely
you
a
this,
pretty cool article.
right? So, do you bring your buddy and then put 500 in his pocket and do the old "let me ask if I can borrow some money"?
Oh
Like
yeah. Oh
you,
yeah.
you make your offer of 5 grand. They're like, "Oh man, I'd do 50, 100." You're like, "Man, all I brought's 5 grand. Maybe I can borrow money from my friend."
Yeah. Or put it in the truck.
Yeah. Oh no, you got to borrow it from your buddy because you don't have it. That's all I got, man. 5 grand's all I got.
Yeah. I usually walk up and man, I wish my buddy Will was watching because he always gave me a hard time. And I'd be like, how much do you want for this, $3,000 car
Yeah.
when they're asking 10?
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, guys, listen, as a reminder, you can be cool just like Eric White and pick up your drag, drive, repeat merch right there from summitracing.com. You can look as cool as this photo right here.
Yeah, buddy.
Hoodies and t-shirts and more stuff in the works for sure. So when you're on there getting your parts for your off-season projects, type in drag, drive, repeat at the top, search for the t-shirt or the hoodie. You won't even know you put it in there. It'll just be an extra $20. It'll be in there.
I
All
tell
right.
you
Well,
what, I guarantee you they're going to have some Black Friday deals coming up. So I would
mhm.
imagine you're already going to be shopping there anyway. So
Yeah.
throw one in.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? And you'd be helping us and we'd appreciate it. So, there's all that. There's all that goes along with it. All right, well, let's talk about the circuit 2025. Dude, you've done a great job. I want you guys to understand what I'm debuting, unveiling here. I'm gonna let Eric move it over, but we have begun collecting racer photos. So these will begin to drop today. I would expect you to see 4 of these a week. There's going to be we have a huge promotional program around this. Being that the event is sold out, our main focus from right here until the event for 5 months is the literal filling of the stands. I want thousands of people to come watch you guys do drag and drive racing and see stuff along the route. I want the route to be packed. We're talking to each city along the way to tell them to tell their citizens, like, hey, there's gonna be all these cool cars coming through. This is really going to be a ton of fun. I haven't heard back from the Saturday night racer party thing yet, but hopefully on Tuesday I'll have something from them. So, Mr. Eric, will you unveil the new racer artwork for 2025?
Yes, this is going to be what you guys are going to see with your vehicles on it right here. This is the 2025 circuit artwork for drag.
Yep, for that one.
It's early. For all you drag racers, this is going to be the artwork that you will see your car on for 2025.
Yeah, I'm so excited. You guys can see the one thing that Eric did that was really cool about this is these are literally parts of the route stops that he's incorporated here on the side. So Gearhead Curios, we talk about those guys all the time. They've got their new Giant out front, and then we'll be using the Blue Whale simply because it's such a cool stop as one of the route stops on our way back to Tulsa. And then I don't know if we're going to do Gearhead on the way back or if we're going to do it on the way to Mocan. So I'm still working on the route, which will drop sometime in February, most likely.
Yeah, and then the big, I don't even know what you call that, Tulsa 66, the
Yeah, the artwork.
statue.
Yeah,
But
art
it's pretty,
installation.
yeah, it's pretty cool as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then
it's
of
in a
course,
really neat roundabout too, so it'll be really cool to my plan is to station a camera there and just get those cars cruising,
mm,
you know, around it.
yeah,
So,
that'd be pretty cool. And then obviously upper right corner, that is our charity for this year. So
yep,
had to throw them on
youth
there.
services. Oh yeah, youth services of Tulsa. That's really one of the biggest reasons we do all of this and talk about the charity so early is because we want to not just raise money but also raise awareness. And we've helped the children's shelter a lot with volunteers and all that kind of stuff, so people even before the event happens, they can donate, they can give parts and pieces, they can give food, they can give diapers, they can give whatever. There's a whole needs list on youth services of Tulsa, and you can go in there. So thought this was really really cool. And again, you guys are going to see probably 4 of these a week, and then we'll have a mixture of other sponsor posts and things like that as we come into that. So if you want to be a sponsor of a class or things like that, you can do that. And then also the we announced it on episode 88, but the scavenger hunt is back, and Great Apparel Printing and Design is back to sponsor that. So I love doing that. And we should have artwork for the shirt sometime in the next month. So it's going to be pretty cool, man. I'm really pumped about the circuit. Things are kind of coming together. Right now, our main focus is 100% PRI, though. So circuit questions are I'm not working on that hard as I need to yet, but PRI is taking all of my attention right now.
Yeah, it snuck up pretty quick on us.
Oh
We were talking the other day and we're like, it is less than a month away now.
man, it's so scary. All right, well let's talk about drag driver Pete at the PRI show.
Yep, booth
This is mm,
4904. That's where we're going to be at. So again, if you have the app, make sure you put that booth number in your app so you don't forget to come by. And also Drag and Drive Awards. Again, this is kind of our big thing kicking off the show. So this will be Thursday at 11 a.m. in room 241. So we're going to give out, I don't know what the number is offhand, but we're in the 20s of awards to you guys, to racers, to um, hardest, what was it, roadside repair.
mhm.
We'll crown our overall drag and drive champion. We've got the 850 champ, we've got the 10-0 champ. So there's tons of awards that we will be giving away. So if you are going to be at PRI, make sure you come by, hang out with us Thursday, 11 a.m., room 241, for the Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit Racing.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome. And I have on good faith the top 3 national eighth mile racer averages that will be awarded at PRI. Now, I say on good faith because I don't have the street and yeet stuff yet, but that is coming. Laura and Devin have both said that it's in the works. I should have it sometime very soon. But as of right now, Mr. Eric, will you let the top 3 eighth mile national event racers know who's going to be getting their trophy?
All right, like Mike said, as of right now, with one event still to figure out, we have in third Sheldon Root from Sick Week with a 4.758 average. In second place, also at Sick Week, we've got Matt Moore with a 4.687 average. And coming in at number 1, Shane Props from Redwood Rally with a 4.613.
Dude is an animal. 461 is absolutely crazy. So great job to those 3. Can't wait. We'll be putting out some artwork later this week, and we'll be reaching out to all of the racers that are going to be receiving awards. We'll be letting you know. That way, if you have the opportunity to come to PRI, you can. And I'm excited about that. It's going to be really cool.
And we keep saying it because we want you to come by. We've got the stickers.
Mm-hmm.
Are back this year.
No
Cartoon
longer.
Head, Cartoon Head, Mike and Eric, and we're gonna have something really cool on display that we just ordered. So I'm excited to see how that comes out, and I can't wait for you guys to see that because I think you guys are, for one, it's just kind of a cool thing to have at our booth, and I think you guys will get a good kick out of it.
Yeah, definitely. And then again, booth 4904. And then also, listen, if you're going to be at PRI, please take a screenshot of this right now. Go by, see these booths as well. Make sure that these are on your list, guys. These are our sponsors. These are businesses that are involved in the Drag and Drive community, and they're involved with us right here. So if you enjoy what we do, please go by and tell them that. Please, please, please. So again, take a screenshot of this. For everybody that's listening to this on the podcast, we'll have this on our Facebook page. I posted a picture earlier today of it. So go on there, find it. We'll be posting this several times between now and PRI.
Oh yeah. And again, if you have the PRI app, you can plug in all these booth numbers and you'll get to see where you're at on the map and which booths are nearby, and you can check them off as you visit them. So highly recommend downloading the PRI app.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, let's get into this thing, man. Let's talk about some driven racing oil event updates.
All right. Driven racing oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off road and circle track, or pushing limits in top fuel drag boats and demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cling and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil, then enhanced with state of the art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance. And you guys know you can follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Driven Racing Oil. You can head over to their website at drivenracingoil.com. Pick up your oil, pick up your merchandise, whatever you need, drivenracingoil.com.
Love those guys.
And I just seen a post recently. I can't remember who it was by. Somebody was just doing an oil change and they made a post about GP1. Who was that?
Nice.
Was it?
May have
Man,
been
I can't
Rich.
remember.
I don't know.
Either
There's so
way,
many
I'll
people
have
that
to
are
find
using
it.
it now. I love it. Yep.
So, some Driven Racing Oil event updates. The Road Trip Drag Challenge number 3 is going on right now. And did you see the post? They ran into some rain.
Dude.
Could you imagine being this guy right now?
Uh,
In
I've kind of been that guy in the cart before, but that's some real rain right there.
Yeah, you can see how much rain there is. He's in a convertible. Man. And
Yeah,
it tripped
it
me
looks
up when
like
I
the
saw
passengers like leaned way forward.
yeah, yeah, it tripped me up at first when I saw the, right-hand drive. It didn't even click at first and I'm like, what's going on in this photo? And man, I don't know
Nope.
if there's not a top on the car at all or if they, just hit the rain and was like, "Ah, we'll put it up when we stop next," or what, but
Yeah.
it just made for a cool shot. Like this is drag and drive. You never know what you're going to run into on an event.
Right. And if you look at the glass there, there's no wiper making movement. So
Yeah.
if right next to that window, that stuff's coming just right down into into the cab of the car. I've
Yep.
lived that life too.
Yep, pretty wild.
Yeah, how cool, man. Well, also, this is exciting. Miles of Mayhem announced their dates and tracks the other day, and they're hitting a few different ones this year. They said, no beef with any other tracks. They just wanted to try something different and do some fun. So July 20th through 25th, Miles of Mayhem 2025 is going to happen. I think that's the sixth event for them, something like that. So pretty awesome of that team to be on there and do that. We need to actually have them back on and talk about 2024 and then some 2025 plans. So we'll start working towards that over the next couple of weeks. But this is exciting, man. This is a long time coming. Miles of Mayhem is a great event, and I look forward to them just kicking ass again.
Oh yeah.
It's funny. We also look at like, oh man, I can't believe 2025 event dates are coming out, dude. It's only the early part of November. This event's 8 months from now.
Yeah. Well, take notes. That's how far ahead you got to plan if you're trying to put an
Yeah,
event on. You can't wait till a few months before.
yeah, yeah. It becomes
Rodney's
too
saying
difficult.
the fifth year,
That's awesome.
and
Well,
he said
congratulations to them.
he said earlier here, Miles Mayhem dates are out. They're like long range weathermen. It always happens to be the hottest week in Western Canada.
Bring it on, man. That's the way it works. Hey, sometimes you gotta struggle a little bit, and I would think it probably gets pretty cold up there most of the time. So you got to make sure you don't have any issues there at all.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, yeah. Again, we'll have them on, and that'll be a fun one. They were a great group of guests last time. So
Hmm.
well, let's talk about more event stuff here. We've got to get rolling, man. We've lollygagged a bunch this morning. I apologize. I've been chatty. Let's talk about Sick the magazine and the NMCA NMRA updates. Derek Putnam made this post yesterday. Said they now have their two Sick the Magazine series events set. Sick at the Rock, which is going to be Rockingham, North Carolina, April 10th through 12th, so the weekend after the circuit. And then Sick on the Green at Bowling Green, Kentucky, May 29th through 31st. So these are two events that are in between Sick Week and Sick Summer. So it's going to be cool, man. It's going to be a great way to kind of fill that void. So event announcements, obviously those two. Additional events may be added later in the year, he said. So they want to, again, this is an open process for them. They want to keep everything as transparent as possible. So as they begin to lock things in and do classes and stuff, well, here I'll let you tell that part.
Yep. So, talking a little bit about class structure and sponsorship, the event organizers are collaborating with John Sears and Mike Washington to finalize class options. With input from participants. Registration and sponsorship will open once a class is confirmed, and 100% of sponsorship dollars will go directly to the racers. So that's obviously pretty awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool way to give back. It's that's amazing. And again, you're going to see the ability for them to really kind of build out. So here's my thought, right? Early days in MCA, NMRA, this is what it was like. This is what you're looking at. But
Mhm.
NMCA and MRA have been around so long that people forget the early days, right? They just see, oh, these guys had 30 classes. I could get in anywhere, all that kind of stuff. You know, Sick is building this from the ground up. So if you want to talk about the event format and stuff like that, I'll let you do that.
Yep. So event format and subscriber perks. The event feature will have test days, qualifying rounds, and eliminations, with races running late into the night. And also, Sick the Magazine subscribers will have priority entry to these events. So, just a couple pretty cool things that Sick's doing to make sure everybody that's already involved with Sick, gets an option to be a part of
Mhm.
this. And again, with all the sponsorship money going to the racers, I think what they're putting together is a pretty cool idea.
Yeah, yeah, this is a great deal, and good for the NMRA, NMCA racers that now are looking for places to go. So
Hmm.
all right. Well, let's talk about events and new names, man. We got two events that have changed their name this week, really over the last, I guess, probably 2 days. So, New York State or NYS Drag and Drive is now Northeast Drag Cruise. So, you guys that's what you need to look for when you're looking for those guys. This is going to be a good event for 2025. Their car count was kind of low in 24, but again, they're really kind of coming to a part of the country where everybody complains there's no drag and drive, but then nobody ever signs up, which
Yeah.
happens quite a bit. This is going to be going. Regional events again are tough for promoters. You've really got to go over the top. You've got to do more than anybody else. It's just because you're having a drag and drive doesn't mean you're going to be successful. You've really got
Hmm.
to push out and get your stuff. So these guys are already working on 2025 dates and tracks. I know for sure. I've talked to Cameron several times through Messenger. So they've got a new name, Northeast Drag Cruise, and then Olympic Drag and Drive has changed their name to Olympic Power Rally, which I thought was kind of cool because you got Redwood Rally that's down south of them a little bit. Now you've got Olympic Power Rally. So when you guys are searching for a Pacific Northwest Drag and Drive event, this one right here is a great option. So you need to be searching for Olympic Power Rally.
Yeah. And when putting together these, excuse me, regional events, feel free to reach out to us. I mean, obviously, we want to help promote these events. So if you have information about the event, maybe something that we haven't talked about, just send us a message. We
Yeah.
want these events to succeed. Like Mike said, we've had people say they want drag and drives in these areas, and now there are drag and drives, and we're not getting the car count. So if the car counts aren't there, the events aren't going to survive, and you're going to
Yep.
miss your opportunity to get events in those areas. So if there's anything that we can do here at Drag Drive Repeat, obviously we want to help make sure these events are successful. We talk about them, but beyond that, we can only do as much as we can do. So if there's anything that you guys as promoters want us to talk about, you've got news, you want to drop, new information, just reach out to us. That's what we're here to do.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Your source for news and entertainment, the Drag and Drive community.
Yep.
All right, man. Let's move on. Congratulations to those new names. Love that. Love the creativity that's coming from all of these new events. Now we had 38 events this year, and we're already up to 16 events for 2025 that we know of that are definitely happening, and the dates.
Yep.
Reggie Moore says, "I'm doing Redwood next year, supporting all the way from Arkansas." Man, I think that's one on our list, dude. One of us has to go to that one. I
Yeah.
don't know. That event looks so cool.
Yeah. So do we want to go any further with this or no?
Nah, not today. I want to collect my thoughts and come up with a really. I want to go deep on what we're talking about with name changes. All right,
Perfect.
let's talk about Car Chains 3D. This is probably one of my favorite brands that are involved with us. I love Corey and the whole thing going on there at Car Chains. So Car Chains 3D should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts for your project car. Corey can take your idea to reality. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy gift they can't get anywhere else, like what's on your screen right now. Corey can produce a one-off keychain or hat for that special person's special car. Find more at Car Chains 3D or on social by searching Car Chains 3D on Facebook and Instagram. Y'all, Black Friday sale is on right now. Okay, 15% off all truck mounts and accessories and 10% off all Tinker electronic screens and mounts. Again, hats, keychains, cup holders, all the cool stuff. Here's some hat shots. Thought this was pretty cool. Those are actual front end pictures of cars that he then makes into a whatever kind of file that is, and then mounts it on a hat. So super neat there. And then this is obviously the cup holders that you need because your car's not really a drag and drive car until you put cup holders on it.
That's mine. That's mine. It's in
Yep,
the
gonna be.
Mustang right now.
I know that's right. All right. Well, hang on. Let me back up. I'll let you lead us into kind of what we're looking at here coming up. Um, these are special things.
Yeah. So just to tie off with car chains, again, those Tinker screens are great options for those that don't want to go the Holly route. So again, to be able to get those at 10% off and whatever vehicle you're putting it in, he can make you a mount for. So this is a great time off season if you want to upgrade your screens, if you want to upgrade your mounts, if you want cup holders. This is the time to hit up Corey. He does great work. Again, cup holders for my Mustang. I've got the roll bar light to make the interior dome light for the Mustang. So obviously he does a ton of things. And honestly, if you see something that he doesn't have, reach out to him because he's always
Mhm.
willing to create new stuff based on racer feedback. So
Yeah.
yeah, so with that leading into the next photos, there's a handful of photos that I got wrapped up last night for day 4. They're going to be releasing this weekend. I will be putting some out probably this afternoon. I'll wait till a little later in the afternoon when everybody's awake from the boxing hangover from last night. And I just wanted to throw a few of these in here so you guys can see what to expect from the part 1 of Hot Rod Drag Week, day 4. Let's jump into it. The
Mm.
fog was insane. So this just was a cool shot. This was one of, if not the last race in the morning before they called it due to the fog. So I don't know, they were down for a couple hours after this, waiting
Mhm.
for the fog to clear. But man, this was just a cool shot. Getting ready to go down the track, lined up, just looking directly into the fog.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And this is an amazing shot. I don't know if Jay or Brian are up this morning and watching, but this was a really cool shot that I got while they were kind of hanging out, waiting to see how long the fog was going to be. I know Brian didn't sit in the car too long because we were down for a couple hours, but was able to capture this shot of them just kind of chatting, game planning, doing what they do to run those 850s.
Dude, that's a great shot, man. That's probably one of my favorites you've taken ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
sweet. I love the fog and the black and white there. That's a cool combo.
Yep. Yep. I'm always sneaking around the pits trying to, snipe photos of people working when they're not paying attention. So I feel like those are some of the best photos because they're real. You don't have to look and smile because you're right in the middle of working. So, and of course we got Tommy here.
I think they're probably ordering parts.
That's awesome.
Tommy
Yep.
said, "Get me a turbo coming."
Yeah, right, there you go. Two of them for the bed.
Yeah,
And this was just a cool shot of the Sweets Nova getting ready to go up and make a pass. Again, you can see all that fog still in the background, but and
oh,
this was just a shot. I think this is the day I was standing up on the elevated platform, and we must have been down for something or another, and I was just looking around and glanced over at the pits and just thought this was a cool shot of just seeing everybody out in the pits.
yeah, that's a great one.
And then, of course, obviously, I've got tons of these photos of cars pulling up in front of the Mile and Dragway sign, so you'll see a bunch of them as well. And
The
obviously, we love
dudes.
this Nova, so I thought this was a cool photo. Catching both of them, the car pulling up and him right alongside.
Hmm.
And I believe the last one here is the Mustang here.
No, the quarter horse customs, man. Those folks were so nice.
Yeah,
That
yep.
that car just got faster as the week went on too. It's pretty cool.
Yep, yeah, they're already doing. I've seen upgrades to the car. I think they're doing upgrades to trailer stuff, so they are in full swing off season doing stuff in preparation for Sick Week.
That's great, man. Yeah, they had a
So
great time. Drag Week was their first one, and again, they built like a $300 trailer, AC and lights and all that kind of stuff in case they had to
TV,
get TV on the side of it and all that kind of stuff. Super cool.
yep, they had their daughter with them, I believe, and they had a TV out there to keep them entertained so that they could go racing.
Hmm.
So those are just a sample of what you'll see coming. Again, those will start dropping this afternoon.
Man, that's awesome. I can't wait to see all the ones you've got. I mean, dude, you've dropped so many photos. It's been so cool to see that come through.
Yep, and I appreciate everybody that's reached out asking to buy photos. I've sold a handful of them to a lot of different racers. So if you see a picture of your car that you want full resolution, digital copy, no watermarks, just reach out. I can definitely make that happen.
Hmm. And that's how Eric is paying for some car parts. So yeah, you can support him that way, which would be a huge win for him as well. All right. Well, let's talk about some Molly Motorsport stuff, man. And if you're okay with it, I'll do the ad read, and then you can talk about the roadside repair stuff.
Go for it.
Attention high performance enthusiasts and racers, meet the Molly Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. What sets Molly apart? Forged pistons, graphol coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsport, where performance meets precision. Visit mollymotorsport.com for more details. And for the podcast listeners, Molly is spelled Mahle. Molly. I think it's probably how it would be said to all of us country folks.
Jeremy here probably talking about car chains and tinker screens.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So we obviously mentioned on Wednesday night that we were looking for nominees for the toughest roadside repair award presented by Molly Motorsports. So we've got some great nominees already so far. A couple ones that stood out were Bob Gruber and Jeff Lutz were a couple that were top names that were nominated currently. So if you guys have someone that you feel is deserving of this award, make sure you submit that through the link that Mike is dropping in the chat right now, or you can find it at dragdriverepeat.com/daily dose, and then it's the toughest roadside repair nomination. We'll be taking nominations only until December 1st, and then that'll give us time to go through all those nominations and figure out who is going to be the winner of the toughest roadside repair award again from Molly Motorsports.
Yeah, and the reason I'm doing this through the website and not through a post is because y'all, it's too hard to keep up. As much as we share stuff, so like I typically make a post, Eric will make a standalone post. We make a post on Drag Drive Repeat. So that's just 3 posts. Now you do that 2 or 3 times. Now you've got 9 or 10 posts across all the things that you've got to go through and dig through and find nominations. So please, I've got a rule set up in my email that whenever a nomination comes in from this form, it goes right into that folder. Then Eric and I can go through and look at those, and then we'll sort it down to like our top 5, and then we'll get with the team at Molly and we'll go through and pick out the top 2 or 3, and then we'll make a decision right before PRI. So again, we're going to take those until December 1st.
Yes.
Yep. Perfect. All right. Well, guys, again, thank you so much for being our race car friends. You guys are awesome. We love you. Thank you for all the shares. Hit the share button one more time. We've got one more segment after this. So it looks like, or 2 more segments after this. We've got, looks like our timing is going to be pretty close. So again, hit the share button. If you're not following us or subscribed, do that right now. Race car friends, thank you so much for being here. I can't explain it enough how awesome you guys have made my life. I really appreciate all the support that everybody provides to me and Eric both. I mean, you guys are a big part of why we do this. And then our sponsors, we appreciate their support as well. And we would appreciate if you would support them. So Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, Performabuilt Transmissions, J-Wire Solutions, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, Power Tube TV, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Y'all, we can't do it without them. So thank you so much to them. Again, if you are spending money or looking for stuff to talk about or find on social, please go search these places out first. We would appreciate that so much. And this is probably the biggest ask we have. I know I just asked you to hit the subscribe button, but you're doing that because it's part of the gentleman's agreement, right? So that's the whole thing. We want to continue to grow. We're getting closer to that 100,000 follower mark. We appreciate everybody's support that's out there. This is hard. This is tough. We work late. We work early. We work all the time. This is all I think about at all. I know Eric thinks about it a ton, but he still has a regular day job. So he's got to think about his day job sometimes too, right? But I know it's probably 40% drag and drive is what he's really thinking about all day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But that's the gentleman's agreement. We're going to continue to do this. We just need you to hit the subscribe or that follow button wherever you're watching this. So we'd appreciate that a lot. All right. And then the Power Tube TV, y'all, we talk about them quite a bit. Power Tube TV is really awesome. They are really a community based platform, I guess. I don't even know what you want to call it. It's not necessarily just an app on your phone or an app on the TV to let you watch automotive content, which is what they do, right? They have all their content there, old shows like Pinks and Pastime, which is coming back in 2025. And then they have shows from us, like they let us replay these shows on there, and then a ton of other podcast stuff. And then also a lot of like, I wouldn't say YouTuber, but professional automotive shops that produce content are over there as well. So it's a great spot to watch. It's kind of like the old Speed Vision or I don't know what it was called, Speed Channel. So it's a lot like that, but with a ton more content and definitely customizable to whatever you like.
Yep, and we're going to get to do some cool stuff with them at PRI as well.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. It's going to be really cool. Saturday morning, we're going to be in the Power Tube booth talking about a ton of automotive content, man. It's going to be really neat. All right. Sir, if you'll lead us into the Performabuilt transmission segment, that'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Performabuilt is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At Performabuilt Transmissions, the goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. Performabuilt doesn't just rebuild transmissions, they systematically re-engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That's why they say their transmissions aren't just built, they are Performabuilt.
That's right. Ryan is an awesome dude too. He was on. You remember he actually tore down the 4L60 that lives in the 8,000-pound Sheila's Dream Mercury wagon right here live on one of the shows. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
well,
that was
y'all,
fun.
The Clutch Burners podcast is back for at least one episode, dude. It's so tough when you get used to listening to someone often and then they don't record an episode forever. So Rich and Bill met back up. I listened to it Thursday on my way back from Tulsa for the sprint car race. The guys killed it. Man, I need those guys on a weekly schedule. They do such a great job.
We
Their stories
understand
are
the
awesome.
struggle, though, for
Oh,
sure.
dude. Don't even. Yeah, but it was great. So they talked about basically the last episode they did was in June, and then we haven't had anything since then. So almost 6 months, and then they come back and they talk about the drag and drive adventures they've had since then. Bill did race week, and then Rich surprised him at race week. Him and Rich and Matt Blasco were going to go to drag week, but Matt's car wasn't ready, so they just headed straight south instead of southeast and did race week with Bill as a complete surprise, which was awesome. And they talk about that story. And then they get into the conversation of Rich's experience on 666, which we talked a little bit about, I think in episode 87, maybe of the Drag Driver Pete show. And the three transmissions that Rich, or three transmission removals and installation that Rich did, all the different, they went into like all the different clutch materials he was trying, all the different things he was working with, trying to make the car work. Ran a couple 580s as we went through, and then end up like in the low sixes as that. It was really why I see Rich in here saying we need to be more disciplined for sure, dude. uh, we know it. We know it's tough. It's very tough, and a lot of times you end up 2 days before, and then you're trying to figure out who's going to be your guest. So we're working on it too. We're trying to be better as well on this side, but their their episode was great, man. I really enjoyed just them kind of catching up. One thing I thought was really crazy was that Rich's trip for 666 was 5,200 miles.
Yeah, and I say it all the time.
What?
That is more than some people drive their cars a year. You
Yeah, and he
know, you
did
know
it.
what I
He did
mean?
it one trip.
Right.
Yeah, so
Animal.
uh, it's pretty cool, and not having a truck and trailer really has elevated Rich's, I would say, celebrity status. I mean, he is a celebrity in the car community, whether he likes to believe it or not. He's kind of a big deal, and we love that we can call him a friend. And it's really awesome that he can do that. That car makes, by the math they were doing in the show, more than 1,800 horsepower, and he drives that thing. I think he said 15 to 18,000 miles this year, maybe 18,000 miles. But since he's put his new gauge cluster in, he's driven that car 170,000 miles.
How
So,
awesome is that?
oh my gosh, dude, it's so cool. Like, drive your shit. Get
Yeah.
in your car and drive it. That's probably one of the things that I think is the best thing about Drag and Drive is that people are out there enjoying their car.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I snagged some pictures of his stuff. Obviously, his dad's been with him on a ton of these trips. Rich was saying he has done 21 Drag and Drive. That Rich has done 21 Drag and Drives
Wow.
in this car, stick shift, 1,500 horsepower, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, no excuses. So I just grabbed a few pictures from Rich's page. This again, if this isn't one of your favorite cars and stories, there's something wrong with you mentally. This
Oh,
thing is awesome.
absolutely.
He's awesome. He's
If
not
he's
scared to put any work together and just do it.
Yeah, if he's not an inspiration for you getting into drag and drive, then you're out of your mind because everybody loves their projects cars. Everybody loves their hot rods. So why not get out there and drive it? Drive it from track to
Yeah,
track. Drive it. What do you always say? Burnout's an ice cream. Like just do something with it.
yeah. And when you do that, you're not surprised by something that breaks on day one when you make your first pass.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is obviously we all know this isn't his first time. So
Yeah.
you got to drive it to find the weak points, and once you address all that, you have a reliable car at that point.
Yep, and that's exactly what's happened here, and not be afraid to work on it. Um,
Hmm.
Next bit here during the Clutch Burner podcast, Rich said that Matt Blasco is working on Matt's new car to bring down to Sick Week, and y'all,
Hmm.
this thing's going to be a contender. I'll just say that we have talked about really really fast cars over the last few months. This is a car we haven't even mentioned. This car is going to be gnarly. Matt sent some photos, but I was going back through the messages before the episode this morning, and I don't see that he said I could post them, so I'm not going to post them. But y'all, I'm just telling you, bad to the bone. If
Yeah.
he makes Sick Week, it's going to be on. So we should see some. It may be the best event we've ever seen in person. It's gonna be pretty amazing. So, anyways, Matt Lesko, this is your call out, bud. Please, we want you to be down there in your car. I know you've come many times. He was uh, Chris Wozniak's co-pilot last year, but we want him to hang out and do it there. Yes.
Uh, yep.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Did you follow Jason Schaefer? Yes. I want to have those guys on. Love this 5,000 miles they drove from Jason Schaefer, Scott Guthrie, and they picked up Reggie Moore along the way. They drove from Florida through Arkansas, through Hot Springs, Arkansas, to pick up Reggie all the way to Famosa, stopping at SEMA in their hot rods. Man, such a cool story. And not just any hot rods, the chicken coop and the organ grinder, which, whew, bro, let's go. And then Scott was in his dad's Corvette pulling the Corvette trailer. Can you imagine those dudes cruising down the highway? Like how cool that would have been to see.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan. Ken White says morning or afternoon all.
Yeah. Burnouts and tacos.
That is for sure.
Yeah,
That
I
is for
love
sure.
I love seeing the stories of the cross country escapades. Just it really feeds into the drag and drive mentality. Like
Yeah.
getting in, driving your car wherever you need to go. Like we spend all this money, like I said, buying parts and upgrading our cars for them to sit in the garage 340 some days a year. Like let's let's change that and let's drive them around. Yeah,
Yep.
it's cool whenever I hear these stories of guys driving them across country and Rich driving down to events. Like, I don't know, it's just super exciting.
Well, and then that makes me we'll start putting together a time when Reggie and Jason and Scott can come on and tell that story. Next week we already have our guests set up. We have Remy from Excess Power Battery is going to be on, and then Graham Hayes with the Nova is going to be on as well. So we'll Reggie and Scott and Jason. I'll start reaching out. I'll reach out today or tomorrow, and we'll start setting up. I guess that would be the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, so that could be pretty tough. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what our plan is there. I may be on the road then, so we have to move it up to Monday or Tuesday night. But I'll start reaching out to them. We'll get a plan going there. All right, man. Let's do our last little segment here and kick it out, y'all. I just want to say, found on Racing Junk Classifieds, homies. We're going to be over there Friday of PRI at 10 a.m. Doing all that. We'll get that scheduled up on Facebook so you guys can go follow that and be reminded of that as we do from there. But we'll be there for about an hour. I think we'll go live from the booth and talk to some of the Racing Junk fans and some of the racers that come along through the drag and drive thing. So, but tell us what they did for us, man.
Yeah, so we reached out and asked if there was any possibility of creating a segment on Racing Junk for drag and drive cars specifically. And you know what? They went ahead and did that. And as of right now, there is 37 cars sitting in the drag and drive category of found on or of racingjunkclassifieds.com. So super cool of them to do that. I am going to pull up a couple cars today. The first one only got a few photos, but it's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure I've seen it in an event. And then the second one, I kind of want to talk a little bit about that one. So here we go. All right. So it's a 650 cert LS Turbo Real Grand National. It is 90,000. Is this one of them we saw at Drag Week?
Man, that's what I was just looking at. But dude, I would surely think you would leave your drag week decal on, right? Or maybe this
Yeah.
photo is from before that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The car itself looks familiar, so I wasn't sure.
Man, that's good looking.
Yep. So this is in Glen Allen,
Yeah,
we got
Virginia.
VA, Virginia. So once upon a time owned by Jim Dr. Buick Schmittinger.
Cool. I don't know
Uh,
who that is, but sounds,
yes,
sounds if your name's Dr. Buick, that sounds pretty cool.
right. So it is an 87 Buick Grand National. I'm not going to go through all of the components on this car because as I scroll through here, you can see there is a lot of
Mm,
stuff done to this car. So even looking at the safety gear, I mean, stuff is still up to date. So the car
mhm.
has, I would guess, has been raced recently. So looking at the powertrain, it's a turbo 400
Wow. Yeah. Neil Chance
engines.
inverter.
Yep.
Man.
Is that Roach Racing 408 LSX block? Title in hand. It's got asterisks by parts that are less than a year old, so there is quite the build list on this car. So,
Mm, dang.
but yeah,
And
when I
I,
saw
I
it,
know 90 grand is a lot, but like that's a lot of car.
yeah, yeah, when I saw this one, I feel like I seen it, and I know there was a couple at Drag Week. I don't know if it was one of them or not, but definitely definitely looked familiar.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Flip back to the under hood shot there. I want to see, is that a bar setup, like a roll cage bar? Yeah, what the heck? That looks really strange to be down that far.
yeah,
Huh. Weird. I don't know. Man, super cool car.
yep.
Super cool car.
And then the second one, we've got a few minutes here. This one is
Mm,
a featured car on Racing Junk. It's a 68 Chevelle Baldwin Motion tribute car for 69,000. Now there's a ton of photos on here. I'll scroll through a few of them. But my question is, yeah, this is a frame off restoration car. Look how clean this is.
wow.
Like I like it. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful car, but I don't think this car's been down a drag strip.
I don't know, man. Look at the muffler. Like if you go back to that muffler, it's scraped on something.
That's true. But yeah, this thing was super clean. Like, I mean, it just
Yeah.
blew my mind as I scrolled through these pictures that something could be this clean.
That's a nice car.
It is, and I wouldn't be afraid to drive it, but part of me just
Wow.
wonders like, has this car been driven or is this, you know,
The owner's like, it's driven all the time.
yeah, either that or
Oh man, I don't know. Look at that.
somebody lives in a clean part of the country and is very detailed about cleaning your car.
Yeah.
Like you can see all these photos, there's lots of up close, detailed photos, and like nothing's dirty. And don't get me wrong, you could totally drag and drive this car. Like I have no doubt that it could be done, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a nice one.
So it's this is in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's fresh rotisserie frame off restoration, you know, high quality, no expense, 555 Chevy Dart block with Brodix heads, 850 horse on pump gas, Pro Mod Turbo 400, yada yada yada. It's a 850 cert and all steel glass window.
Mm. Car's never been raced less than 150 miles since completion. Oh, that hurts my heart, man.
Yeah, so it's never been raced, but the track near him is closed, so he's selling.
Mm. Ouch. Sounds like
So
it's the sick week, that thing.
yeah, so again, would you be afraid to take a car that's this clean, that's like literally spotless, and jump in it and take it on a drag and drive?
F it, let's go. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Yeah, that's
So
pretty
those
dope.
are those were my thoughts. Again, beautiful car,
Mhm.
clean. Um, but as I was scrolling through it, it just kind of got me thinking, like, would somebody take this, jump in, and drive it just like that on a drag and drive?
I would hope so.
And my man Rich here, he already answered the question. There is only one answer.
And that's hell yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's end this thing and get to our Saturdays.
All right. Once again, thanks everybody for being our race car friends. Again, I look forward to seeing all of our race car friends that are going to be at PRI here in like, man, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, something crazy
25
like that.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. So look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in with us on this Saturday morning. Everybody in the comments, everybody watching, and thanks to our sponsors. Again, you guys make all this possible. You guys allow us to do what we love doing, which is cover drag and drive events. So thank you, Summit Racing Equipment, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, Performabuilt Transmissions, J-Wire Solutions, Howard's Cam, Sweet Patina, Power Tube TV, and finally, Racing Junk. Thank you guys, and we will see you on the next episode.
Yep. Thanks a bunch, guys. See ya.